Hi all, Scally here. I'm now a beta tester for Millennium and the Mephisto Phoenix, so I'm not allowed to give certain information away without prior permission. I will only be showing this video if Rude and Thomas allow it. Prior to running any games with Lc0, I ran a PicoChess tournament on my Dev Raspberry Pi 4 where I paired Rude's Lc0 against the latest Stockfish Dev at ELO's 2600, 2800, 3000 and the top level of 3190. Lc0 came out graded around 2505 ELO, very close to the level of what 2600 did. However, when I paired Lc0 on the Phoenix against Stockfish on my DGT Pi at ELO's 2622 and 2808, Lc0 won. I then tried ELO's 2994 and 3087 and got a string of draws. Now, I've already recorded this video, but I had the camera to the left and my head kept getting in the way. But there's been a string of draws, and I'll include this game and 3 others showing 2 as white and 2 as black in the description field. But this will be my first game using Rude's update to version 400H, where he's disabled the Endgame table bases that were enabled within updates 400G and 400F. So let's see what happens. I'll give Stockfish the white pieces for a change, pardon me. Lc0 on the Phoenix is running at 1650 MHz and 2 threads. Stockfish on PicoChess and the DGT Pi is running at 1800 MHz and 2 threads. Both are set at 10 seconds per move and books are turned off. Lc0 is using the latest recommended CPU weights file 792013-192x15, and Stockfish is using the latest NNUE file nn-e1fb1ade4432.nnue. So this is Stockfish NN16 dev. I will include screen prints of the PicoChess tournament and the Stockfish settings within this video. But here are the Lc0 settings. So we'll go into chess settings. Engine setting, Lc029, threads 2, keep going into the wrong one, engine setting, speed 100, level set at 10 seconds per move, and the books are off. If I go into the comfort menu, you can see that the active profile is Lila029, threads 2, ponder off. And if I go over to the info system, you can see I'm running at 1650 MHz and we're connected to the Mephisto board using 2 Elfacun units and the Diablillo BT device that's connected directly to the Phoenix to enable us to play both devices on the same board using the board LEDs. So we'll set that ready. Stockfish Dev, I did say I'd show the settings separately. Engine Stockfish Dev, ELO 3087. It's at 2 threads, but you'll see that with screen print.
Engine setup. Okay, engine.
Okay, so we're going to let Stockfish have white for a change.
User black.
So 10 seconds a move, so it probably lasts, what, half hour, 40 minutes? Any more and it takes too long.
D4.
I'll try and keep my head out of the way. Very difficult to do. I keep sitting forward, it's a bad habit of mine. But hopefully now you can see both devices.
Knight F6. G3.
You'll see the Phoenix evaluation on the screen. But every now and again I shall do an evaluation for Stockfish on the DGT Pi.
Bishop G2. Bishop F5. Knight F3.
Zero eval at the moment. It's not an opening, I know.
H6. Castle kingside. C6. B3.
I'll try and comment on what I think the moves will be later on, but this is, as I said, this is not an opening I know.
E6.
Most of the games have been like Queen's Gambits or Sicilians, King's Indians, but this is completely new to me.
C4.
And here we are, we've got a problem with this square.
C4.
I need to change this board at some point. I have a problem with a C4 square and the one of the H squares, H6 or H5.
Knight BD7.
So I've got a vowel of 0.12 at the moment on
Knight
Phoenix.
C3.
Let's see what Stockfish thinks.
PicoChess position analysis. Both players have almost equal position at the moment. A good move you can play is Bishop B4. A good move you can play is Bishop E7. A good move you can play is Queen A5.
So it's showing a hint there, but showing 0.16, and it looks like Lc0 is playing one of Stockfish recommended moves.
4.
Knight is unprotected, so probably move the queen here,
Bishop B2.
or the bishop. Oh, we couldn't use the queen because the black's bishop's covering the white squares. In fact, black's bishops look really nice at the moment.
Castle kingside.
So considering this is Stockfish on Elo3087, this Lc0 compile from Rude is really amazing. Especially as it's CPU and not GPU. So do we take the knight or do we run back? Run back to E7 maybe? Yep.
Bishop E7.
Unusual that no pieces are exchanged at this point.
Rook C1. Rook E8. Rook E1.
So when are we going to get some exchanges? Right, closed at the moment.
Knight E4.
As I said, I'll include 3 other of the games in the description because there's been some
Knight
good games,
takes E4.
including the game that I'd previously recorded, but my head was in the way of these screens all the time. I had the screens here. I had the camera to the left of the tripod, and it rather spoiled the game.
Bishop takes E4.
It's quite a strong bishop,
Knight
that.
D2.
Hence Stockfish attacking it. Right, where's that going to go? G6, H7. No, we're just swapping off.
Bishop takes G2. King takes G2.
So is white weak on white squares? What can black do about it? Not a lot at the moment. Needs to open some files. E5 maybe? No, F5.
F5.
I couldn't play E5 because the bishop and pawn were guarding it at 2 on the square.
Queen C2.
Switch the rook. Rook EF8. Or do we just go all out with G5? Neither.
Bishop D6.
Trying for the E5 break maybe.
C takes D5.
What do we take with there? Open the C file.
C takes D5. Knight F3.
Rook C8 seems to be crying out. No.
Knight F6.
Both going for nice knight outposts.
Knight E5.
That's nice there. One move later than expected.
Rook C8.
As you can see, Lc0 is holding its own against Stockfish.
Queen D1.
And it is Stockfish's third highest level. Only 2 levels above this, which I find absolutely amazing.
Rook takes C1. Queen takes C1. Queen B6.
It's unusual because now we can't play Rook C8.
Queen C2.
Yeah, White's going to double up. What does Black play here?
Rook E7.
Allowing Queen C8 check, but does that do anything? Doesn't look like it.
Knight F3.
Rook C7 maybe? Yes.
Rook C7. Queen D1.
I like the look of Knight E4 for Black. But then where does it go after that?
Queen C6.
Maybe getting ready to move the A and B pawns whilst controlling the C file.
Knight E5.
Yeah, goes back again. Can we swap off? No.
Queen C2.
So the Phoenix thinks it's half a pawn up now. I'll ask Stockfish in a minute.
Queen takes C2.
Obviously it'll expect a retake.
PicoChess position analysis.
0.17.
Both players have almost equal position at the moment. A good move you can play is Rook takes C2.
So Stockfish thinks it's just 0.12.
Rook takes C2.
Whereas the Phoenix thinks it's nearly half a pawn up, 0.44. I like the Rook and the 7th though.
Knight D3.
Got to start moving those queen-sized pawns, I think. Black. Brings that knight in that I mentioned earlier, but
Knight E4.
what's that giving us? Do like the position now.
Bishop C1.
Convince knight d2. Come on, queenside pawns, I would. Just to show me wrong,
G5.
he moves the kingside pawns. 0.99 now, according to the Phoenix. Thinks it's a pawn up.
King F1.
Let's ask Stockfish. Surely it can't be that much.
PicoChess position analysis. Both players have almost equal position at the moment. A good move you can play is King G7. A good move you can play is King F7. A good move you can play is King H7.
Just shows you the difference of how Stockfish thinks it's almost level. Lc0
King F7.
now showing 0.73. I must admit I prefer black's position as well.
A4.
See, no, I thought it would be black that mobilised its queenside pawns.
Rook C3.
Interesting.
B4.
So he's giving white the space rather than black. I would have moved my queenside pawns earlier, my black ones.
Rook C4.
Now showing plus 1.15.
Bishop E3.
B4's hanging. Can we do anything with that?
Knight C3.
Interesting move.
H4.
Double attack on G5. King G6 maybe? No, we'll just take.
G takes H4. G takes H4.
Push H5, or do we just do King G6, H5?
H5.
So let's keep in white's pawn on black, which we can attack, but they've both got black square bishops.
Rook A1.
Well, your val was above 1, it's now 0.59. Is there something wrong with taking that pawn? We've got 2 on that pawn, but I'm just not with it here. Trying to work out why we can't take the B4 pawn.
King E8. F3.
Allows the bishop to guard H4. See, now we could have hit that last time with E7 and he couldn't have guarded it. Right, we finally take B4. Let's try and... I was trying to work out what was wrong with that.
Takes B4.
So black is a pawn up but only showing 0.6.
Knight B2.
It's the rook.
Rook C6. Knight D3.
It's the bishop.
A5.
So Lc0 doesn't mind getting his pawns doubled. So I would have made bishop to e7 there, hitting h4. Because now knight takes
Knight
bishop,
E5.
which he's not playing. Knight takes bishop would have doubled black's pawns. But you couldn't hit it because of the knight, so maybe that's why. Yeah, that looks quite strong, doesn't it? Hitting the rook.
Rook C7.
So we're still 0.7. We'll ask Stockfish in a minute after its next move.
King F2.
Pico Tutor Position Analysis. Both players have almost equal position at the moment. A good move you can play is Bishop E7.
So I'm showing 0.59, so Stockfish is beginning to agree with Lc0 that it's down.
Bishop E7.
Because moving the king there, you can't guard that pawn with bishop f2 now.
Bishop G5.
Now, is that good or bad? Because if we swap off, then both white and black have passed pawns. And we're not swapping off.
Bishop D6. Bishop F4.
Bishop f4. Swapping off. Obviously didn't like the knight.
Bishop takes E5.
Not sure that's right. Giving white the black bishop.
Bishop takes E5.
Not sure I would have done that. Although my pawns are on white squares, so it's not too bad.
Rook C4.
Are we now winning another pawn? Yeah, it's only showing 0.48. Explain that.
Rook G1.
So giving up the pawn, but a series of checks and winning our pawns maybe. I'll say ours.
Rook takes A4.
Only 0.25 now. So we've got a couple of rook checks and we lose b7.
Rook G5.
No, we lose. We're losing h5, giving white a pass pawn. So black now, I would move b7, b5 and start trundling these pawns. Although that looks quite strong.
Rook A2.
Double attack on e2. Can't see how these engines
Rook
think it's level.
takes H5.
So double-edged to me with passed pawns. I'd be worried sick with either side, I think. I say, how do you stop that h4 pawn? The white bishop is controlling the queen in square.
G3.
I'm worried about this pawn here. Have we got time to roll our own? A4 maybe? Yes. I keep saying roll our own. I'm obviously on the side of Lc0 here. We're showing 0.20.
Rook H8 check.
See, I might have rolled B7 there because we're going to lose B7 now. Yeah, we've got
King F7. H5.
That's a clever move. Black king can't approach. This is so double-edged.
A3. Rook H7 check.
We don't have much choice there. We've got to go to the back rank.
King E8. Rook H8 check.
Is there a perpetual there? Can't see it, but
King D7. Rook H7 check.
so I went there. Oh, I see. There's a perpetual here, isn't there? I couldn't go C6 because rook C7 check picks up the knight. So this is a perpetual.
King E8.
If white wants it. Look at that. Lc0 as black is 2 pawns up.
Rook H8 check.
I think I've got Stockfish set at 5 repeating moves, whereas I think Phoenix is set for 3. So if Phoenix shows a draw, then I'll have to accept a draw on Stockfish as well.
King F7. Rook H7 check.
Yes, white has to take the draw. Otherwise this pawn will push here, rook comes here and black wins. So this is a draw.
King F8. Rook H8 check.
It's a shame because it was such a good game, but showing you Stockfish having to resort to repeating moves to get a draw.
King E7. Rook H7 check. H8 check.
Yes, there's not much black can do here. Yet again, Lc0 has the best of it, but
King E7.
Stockfish is resourceful.
Rook H7 check.
Now showing 0-0-0s on the Phoenix. I'm not even going to ask Stockfish.
King D8. Rook H8 check. King D7.
Well, it's obviously a perpetual.
Rook H7 check.
Because we can't escape with c6 because we lose a knight.
King D8.
Here I called it a draw. We got a perpetual check. Don't forget there's 3 other games in the description. They're all draws, but some of the others were right down to the last kings. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.